Hey, Slay Babes. Welcome to Ready, Set, Slay. I am your host, Jenaé Rosé. Thank you all for tuning in to episode 5. I am here with some dope photographers. I'm so excited about this episode. Um, like I said, I have some dope photographers with me. I'm going to start to my left, and if you can introduce yourself.
Darius Rhodes, D Rhodes Photography. Thank you again for asking me to come.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Definitely.
So yeah, I've been doing photography for 6, 7 years. Probably just like mainstream, seeing the stuff on Instagram, maybe about 3 years. But
Okay.
a lot of weddings and parties, and that's behind the scene money. But
Nice.
that's where it keeps it going.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. And to my right, I have my photographer who actually shot most of the images on my website. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Johnny Rocket, Johnny Rocket Photography. I've been doing photography for about 3, 4 years now, and I stumbled on it on an accident.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't like a passion of mine. It wasn't something like I tried to do. Like it just fell on my lap.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what, I like this. I had people skills, which was what got me really serious, because I seen how I could work a room filled with people. So what happened was I had a friend who had a camera he didn't use. We had a mutual friend who was having a baby shower. And I was like, yo, bring the camera, let's just try it out. So I put the pieces together, figured it out, and then I just kept taking pictures. And I was like, oh, snap, I like this. This is a good flow. So that's how I came into the game with photography.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. And last but not least,
I'm Rebel Ree from West Philly, Rebel Ree Photography. I started about 2 years ago, I would say. And even like before that, I was just, messing around with the camera, doing stuff around like prime time, events and stuff like that. But I definitely decided to take it serious 2 years ago. I got my own studio this January. So
very cool.
I'm just learning as I go along, and I'm just self-taught, just basically just moving off impulse at this moment, you feel me? And it's been going great for me, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. We're going to get back to the self-taught because I always like, passions that are self-taught because I feel like you are able to kind of like express yourself
Right.
like through the different things that you learn along the way. But before we get started with that, I want to talk about my makeup of the day. Obviously, you guys probably aren't wearing makeup. But
Nah.
I am. So I am wearing Jaclyn Hill's from her one of her palettes from her vault, Dark Magic. I'm also wearing a highlighter from Anastasia, and my lip is MAC Cosmetics. It is a liquid lipstick that is called Old Lady. Not old lady, old lady.
Old lady. Okay.
So that's my makeup of the day. Typical colors that I normally wear. But let's get into outfits of the day because I want to hear about these outfits, how y'all threw these together. So I'm going to start. If you know me, you know I'm a tomboy / diva. So you can always kind of find me in like a t-shirt. Normally I'm with my Eagles or something like that or any type of graphic tee. So I'm wearing
You
a
said
graphic
your
tee.
Eagles?
Yeah,
Okay. Just was checking.
Johnny. Don't get kicked out, okay? I hope you're not a cowgirl fan or anything of the such.
We can keep it. We can keep
Yeah,
the
let's
convo
keep
going.
Anyway, so I have on a graphic tee, some jeans, and some naughty pumps. Love pumps.
Naughty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I love colors. Obviously, I'm an artist, so yeah, that's my outfit of the day. All right, Mister, you go next.
I'm plain and simple. I like to play the background, so I don't like to be too vibrant. I like to chill, so I wear a lot of dark colors, sweatpants.
Okay.
It's getting cold outside. I actually just got this jacket like 15 minutes ago. I stopped past
Okay.
the local Marshalls. Shout out to Marshalls. And, couldn't resist. But yeah, so typically my style is I just like to play the background. I don't like to wear too many loud items. I keep a watch because I need to know what time it is because I keep track of my time. And so yeah, more than likely you'll always catch me in sweatpants and dark colors.
And dark. Okay. I like black too, so I'm with your outfit. I can get into this lay. Okay, and you?
Me, I'm not really too dressy. My style is pretty much just, simple, direct, everyday, casual, type. I like to keep around the fall time, I like to keep a fire jacket. Like, definitely.
Bombers.
Can't go wrong with a fire
I'm really
jacket.
liking this bomber.
Yeah,
too.
thank you. That's a major aspect. You can have the simplest outfit on in the fall time, but that jacket gotta be fire. You feel me? So that's pretty much it. I just whatever I could put together, that's what I'm rolling out with. You feel me? As long as I'm gonna go get to a bag, I ain't really too concerned with the fashion.
Okay. All right, and this blazer, I love. Can I just tell you that I love a blazer with jeans? Like, that's just like that style is just like a little bit of party on the bottom, business up top. Like,
To me, it's like more that grown man. Like,
Yeah,
that
definitely.
insinuate that age group to be like, all right, I could take him serious. But when it comes to fashion, I'm not the fashion one. I guess that's a photographer thing. I'm in the back too.
Yeah.
I mean, the sneaks that I got, that's all my bro and my best friend. They pretty much my stylists.
nice.
So they always tell me what's the new stuff coming
Right.
out and what I should get. So I really give everything to them because I could care less.
Yeah, that's like my boyfriend. Like I get into my stylist bag with him because he lets me dress him, and as long as it's like with a sneaker or something like that, like and as long as it's not like too extreme, he'll go with it. So I can
Yeah, I'm
appreciate
just
that.
as long as they tell me it's cool, then I'm good with it. I
Gotcha.
trust their opinions.
All right, so let's get into it because I'm really excited about this episode. As a makeup artist, definitely getting that shot is like key. So I'm really ready to pick you guys' brain and like really learn some things today.
I'm ready.
All right, so obviously when I go to my makeup jobs, I'm always equipped with my kit. So I have like essentials, like things that I have to bring on a job. So I want to hear what's in you guys' kit. Who wants to start?
I'll start. I actually brought my kit with me, but
Show
just
and
in
tell.
case. It's heavy. So like
saw it.
when I prepare for anything, I rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Same.
That's me.
So typically when I shoot, say I'm shooting an event, I usually keep a nice zoom lens that lets me play the background and get a big picture. But I can also zoom close enough to where as though if I'm somewhere far in the back, I can get you laughing, joking with your family, friends, but you won't notice me so that I won't disrupt the flow.
Okay.
So I keep that, and then I always keep a backup camera because you never know what could happen. And I usually keep another backup camera just in case. But I usually range between, I like to consider myself like, because I do a lot of events. I do in-studio shoots as well. But when I do events, I like to keep a variety of lenses with me.
Okay.
So I play between close and mid-range
Okay.
styles so that I don't have to be all the way in the back when I need a cool shot of a group or anything like that. Because certain
Okay.
lenses are only, like, for example, prime lenses. You can't zoom. You only get whatever your range is.
Okay.
So if you have a prime lens, you kind of got to, like, move around a lot more, which is still good because you get to mingle with the crowd
Okay.
and get them, positioned.
Right.
But sometimes you want to just play the background and just get people in their natural environment.
Okay.
So I overpack
3
with
cameras.
everything.
That's
Oh,
serious.
and I keep, so to mention, in my pack, lenses, batteries, chargers, AA batteries for my flashes, because you always want to be mindful of lighting.
Yeah.
Lighting is always a tricky thing, especially when you go to different venues. You never know what to expect, especially if you've never been to the venue when you do different type of environmental photography or events or whatever. So you always want to play, okay, what can I do and what I need. So
Right. Okay. Tell me about what's in your kit.
Okay, so when I first started, I had everything. When you first start, you want to buy things thinking it's going to make you better, but that changed, that switched up. So now, I'll like Johnny, I'll back up what he said. You always got to keep a backup camera, especially if it's something paid. Now, if I ain't getting paid for it, I wouldn't even be stressing it. But if it's something paid, you got to have that because you can't tell the client, your camera broke. They don't
Exactly.
want to hear that.
Yeah.
So besides the camera, I carry 2 lenses, 70-200 and a 50. No. I'm sorry. That's in the studio. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think.
Take your time.
The 135 and 70. What is it? 24 to 135. Yeah, 24 to 135. So.
Okay.
I don't usually use the 70 to 200 because it's kind of heavy,
Okay.
and I don't really need. Sometimes you don't need to be that far away from everything because you gotta
Gotcha.
yell. Then you gotta yell.
Right.
So I usually work with like a 24 to 70, and then work
What
with
does
the crowd.
that mean?
What?
Yeah, I know you probably think.
Yeah.
But see, when the photographers watch this, when they watch it, they gonna understand
Right,
everything you
right.
say.
But I
just
mean,
the distance.
educate me.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just
so
the
it's the
distance.
distance.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just the
okay.
The focal range of the lens.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So lenses are measured in what, millimeters?
Yeah, millimeters.
So each lens, depending on your style of photography, which one you use, like the 70 to 200, like that's a solid lens, but you have to be. It's not something you can use for full body unless you have distance between you and the subject. So I
Okay.
like to start with like 18,
Okay.
which is you get like right now. If I had the 18, I can shoot this whole area, or at least the majority of it, and get everything.
Wow.
But I can also zoom in because I have a 18 to 135. I have a 70 to 300, and then I have a 55 to 300. I have an 85 to 35. I don't like the 50 to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really my favorite, which is like a lens everyone has,
That's just
but
the
I don't
iPhone
really,
lens now.
I don't really care
Really?
for it.
Yeah, that's what the iPhone got now.
Gotcha.
They were so happy to have the 50.
Sheesh, that's a lot of stuff for you guys to bring. Like your book bag today, you said you bought your kit. That thing looks heavy.
It's
It
heavy.
look bigger than you.
You keep coming at my height too.
No, it looks heavy. So
That and I keep another bag
Sheesh.
for just extra stuff.
wow. Anything else you can think of that you must have?
Must have. That's probably. I mean, because I made so many mistakes, it's not that. It's
You really learn
yeah.
as you
You really
go.
learn as you go. So it's not. As long as I got that lens and that camera working, and the memory card is empty, and the batteries is good, I'm
Right.
pretty much good to go. I don't really
Gotcha.
need anything else. I'll make it happen. I mean, I have a flash, but I don't even like to work with that too much on top. So I'll make it happen.
Okay.
Now me. I'm gonna just piggyback off of what he said. Whereas he said you gotta just learn as you go. Because me, I done had the most craziest situations ever. Like I done left a lens somewhere, or I done my battery charger. I done left it somewhere. So basically, in my bag, I'll carry just first off my camera, battery, backup battery, battery charger, laptop is vital. About 3-4 memory cards is vital, especially when you're doing events. And I would say, yeah, that's about it. But I done had so many situations where it was like, oh, this was left here. Like it can be in your bag as much as like
Yeah.
for forever. But as
Right.
soon as you go to do something,
It's not there.
it ain't there. It ain't there. You gotta call somebody. You in sudden death. You gotta figure out how to do this. I done had the worst of times where I had to leave places and act like I'm still there and come back, and it's
Yeah.
been like
Yikes.
crazy, like crazy to the
Yeah.
point where like.
That's like my worst
but
nightmare.
all in all, I always pulled through, and I always managed to come out on top. Like it done been situations, like I said, I don't never stress other people out. You feel me? Like I might stress myself out to the bone, but I know that I can handle it and get it done. You feel me? So once I handle it and get it done, nobody never know what I'm going through, what's going on.
Yeah. That's my worst nightmare is like leaving something, like and getting there and then you're like trying to figure out different stuff. So like I always, especially with brides, like I'm always pre-packing my, like I have a separate bag for my bride and for every wedding that I do because that's my worst nightmare is like forgetting something at home and it's
Yep.
like, what are you going to do? Like you say, of course you make it happen and you improvise. But, I just think for an artist, it's like you really just have that vision and you want to make sure that you have all the tools you need for your vision.
Definitely.
Yeah. Talk to me about lighting because lighting is like, you don't understand. Like when I come into any area, that's the first thing I'm paying attention to is lighting, because I think that lighting with artistry and makeup is just so vital. You know,
It
you can
dictates
have
everything.
Yes, yes, yes.
It dictates everything. Like when we was at Fashion Week,
Yeah.
when we first met, lighting was a big thing for everybody because one, you don't know how to plan for things. You don't know where you're gonna be at exactly. So it's like difficult to like figure lighting out unless you've been to places or unless you just overpack. But the bad thing about overpacking is you end up with all this baggage. So another to piggyback off the last topic, a good bag is definitely necessary as a something to have. But also, lighting is it's crazy because I've been in dark, like just the worst places ever, and made things look great. Like I've shot in clubs before, and in clubs it's pitch black.
Yeah.
The only light you have is those little lasers, and I've had to like really figure it out because like with cameras, right? Usually photographers, I know me, from time to time, I'll keep my lens on autofocus so that when I do take the picture, like it correctly focus on my subject so that the picture is sharp.
Okay.
But when you're in the pitch dark, your camera can't see the subject, so you have to figure out how to
That's crazy.
pretty much see at night or see in the dark. So it's like, all right, how I'm gonna do this? And I figured out a few things. Like my little trick is, if you are the type of photographer that likes looking at the small lens or what is the small view, whatever it's called. I don't know the terminology. Don't hate me.
Viewfinder.
The smaller little one you just put your eye on.
The viewfinder.
Yeah. So what I did was I just turned the live view button, which turns on the screen, so I can see better.
Okay.
So I can just switch my lens to manual, focus it, take the picture, and then I always carry my flash. Like that's something I have to have so that I can get the best lighting possible.
Gotcha.
Which is why I carry like extra batteries and all that, because I need to keep my flash on. So I keep two of those. So like when it comes to lighting, depending if you're in studio or even at an event, you have to figure out how to bounce the light from your camera, your flash, or how's the lighting in certain areas. Like most weddings have decent lighting in the venues, whether it be the church or the reception area. So you really, I still suggest packing a flashlight so that you can have more control over the lighting. But definitely, it's like something you really got to learn, because if you don't learn how to like manage the lighting in the room or in the studio or wherever, your pictures is 9 times out of 10 not gonna be as good as you want them to be.
Right.
I've had plenty of like issues with lighting in the past where I had to like, which taught me a lot today,
Gotcha.
which got me to where I am today also.
And a lot of the times, like with lighting, it has something to do with the naked eye, like what you see in your eye. You feel me? Like you could look at a subject and you could tell, okay, this lighting is off key. You know what I'm saying? So it basically and I feel like that's where a lot of the photography talent come from. Being able to look at something with the naked eye and say, okay, this is it or this is not it.
Right. So
Also,
go ahead.
another thing with lighting is learning how to adjust your camera.
Okay.
Because there are settings in the camera that a lot of people, when you pick up a camera, you pretty much think it's point and shoot.
Yeah.
But there's technicalities that are involved also.
Like
so
the ISO. And
I call it
stuff like
NAV for
that.
science.
Yeah,
That's
because
why.
there is a science to cameras.
Sheesh.
There's a science to the lenses, and there's a science to the cameras.
I'm still learning. So.
Yeah.
Because I could walk in the room and just be like, all right, ISO
Exactly.
200.
Right.
All right, shutter 5.6. All right, I'm going to do this. Or, shutter 120. Aperture 5.6. Like,
Exactly. So like the longer you do it, the more experience you get, so
Okay.
that you can walk in certain rooms and be like, oh, okay, I know which settings to just apply, so that the picture quality comes out perfect.
Gotcha. See, I guess it's kind of the same, like, because I can get on somebody's face and tell that their skin is dehydrated, or tell that they have oily skin or some things of that nature. So one of the things that I'm seeing a lot is, we're in this era where everybody wants to be highlighted, everybody wants to be glowy. You got everybody who has that ghost-like underneath their eye. Like, they have used too light of a contour, like a too light of a highlight, too light of whatever they're using to highlight under their eye, and you get that flashback. So when y'all see that, what are y'all saying?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Editing to
You just
perfection.
edit it out.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Sometimes it's an art, and I don't want to disrespect nobody art.
Yeah.
Because I guess I forget who said it, but everybody got a different aspect on what they like is enough or
Yeah.
not
Right.
enough. So
Right.
So nowadays in today's world, you can't really say, "Oh, that's too much." If they feel like that was enough,
Yeah, but that looks crazy.
But you
No,
can
it
tell the
does.
difference on when they want to. You know how they want to get to that one picture they looking at.
Yeah.
That's why they're not getting there because they're using too much.
Right,
So
right.
it's always a balance, but it's like hard to say like, oh, I think
Yeah.
without judging anybody art.
Are we allowed to curse?
I mean, yeah, but not too much.
Nah, cause I was just thinking like from based like your question like, cause I'm gonna talk about myself and my experiences.
Okay.
I've had
Don't
trash
talk
pictures.
about my makeup.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, not you with makeup, but like more so my photography skills. Cause like as a photographer, if you're marketing yourself as a photographer, you have to know certain things. Like me, when I first started, I would never label myself as a photographer because I didn't
Really?
have no experience. Just because I had a camera doesn't mean I'm a photographer.
Yeah, I was the same
say
way.
that a
I
lot.
was the same exact
Yeah.
way. Like people were like, "Oh, can you do my makeup with this?" And I used to be like scared, like, "No, I can't do
Exactly.
it." But yeah, like I totally understand that.
So when I first started like working with different people, I was real hesitant because I'm like, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure things out. So I made a lot of those mistakes that a lot of new photographers make now. And like when I scroll through Instagram and I see like different people's work, I'm like, okay, I can tell where you're at with this.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of like right now where I'm at, I can see where you are based off how you do certain things. Like I can tell if you edit on your phone. I can tell if you edit on your laptop, which one you use primarily. I can tell you like what you use. I can just like tell certain things based off a lot of the mistakes I've made in the past.
Okay.
Because when I first started, I used to edit on the phone, and I would try to make everything look like cartoony, I guess.
Okay.
The terminology is what I've heard. So I was like, okay, maybe like to me this looks good, but I'm like, as I look at other people's work, I'm like, damn, I want to get like that.
Right,
I
right,
want to
right.
elevate my shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Oops.
Oh, that's what. Okay, I see you.
So you wanted to say shit. Okay. So you guys don't say anything to the client. Like if you, let's just say you guys are shooting someone and it's just a single session.
Right.
And let's just say like you're picking up that, I call it like ghost. I don't know what else you guys can call it, or a flashback, or you're not gonna say anything. You're just gonna
I
edit
feel
it out.
like it's up to us to correct it. As far as like too much light exposure, that can be the cost of it. You can also alter that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
There's ways around it.
yeah, like opposed to putting down somebody's craft, like someone else's craft, you just use your craft to make their craft look better.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that a lot.
Long story short, we're not gonna say nothing. We're just gonna try to do our best.
Yeah,
Like me, I look at it as a challenge.
Yeah.
yeah.
So when I see a challenge, I'm like, okay, watch me work. So when I do come across these, like whether it be lighting, whether it be a makeup artist who may not have did the best job for the person, or they didn't, plan out thoroughly, I'm like, okay, let me see how much of my skills can help.
Yeah.
So when they get the product back, they're like, that's when I feel accomplished. When I hear what they say back, I'm like, oh my God, I like
I
it.
hear what you guys are saying, but at the same time, I feel like for me, as much as I want to be as, courteous to people's feelings, at the end of the day, they're going to say they went to Makeup Soleil and, they got a beat from Jenaé. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that it is something that I can stand behind. So if you have someone who their makeup, like if their face is one color, their body or their neck is a different color. I mean,
that's the
and you
worst.
guys can't correct that. I mean, essentially they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Johnny Rocket shot me. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, and I feel like you guys all have the same temperament where you guys are just like low key, like
Laid back,
when
chill.
I did my session with Johnny, it was just like I was like, come on, do this, blah blah blah, with like my models, because at the end of the day, like this was something important. I was launching my
Right.
website. I was so excited. I haven't.
But you see how you're like on top of things?
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't. A lot of people are just like hype over like what killed me is the people that are just hype to be there
Yeah.
and do something versus put out quality work.
Yeah.
So like that's what separates a lot for me. Like I get
say
a lot
that
of
all the
like
time.
a lot of clients that just want to take pictures and they come as
Okay.
they are. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll work with you, but I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
when I work with clients who are like on top of things and focus, it makes the whole process easier, smoother. But some people are just there for the IG videos, like I'm here with so and
Yeah.
so, twerk
Sure.
my little booty or whatever. And like
Sure.
it's just,
I ain't
it
getting-
just
I don't-
right. So
I ain't deal with that yet.
so I get a lot of traffic in that sense. So I'm like,
Gotcha.
just people aren't as focused as you may want them to be, and it's sometimes it's definitely on you as a photographer if you're trying to position people or trying to like line things up, but that comes with time. Like one of my issues when I first started out was instructing and just being able to manage the workflow of
Gotcha.
everything. Because one thing you don't want to do on the photographer side is take a bunch of pictures and 65% of them is just trash based off bad positioning, a bad posture, the lighting wasn't hitting them where you may have wanted them to be or whatever the case may be. So you just want to take all those experiences and just like figure out, like when I work with you, my thing is, okay, you brought people, I wanted to make y'all feel comfortable. I wanted to
did.
play the music y'all want to listen to so that when
Yeah.
y'all got in front of the camera, it was like, okay, let's just
Everybody
flow.
was definitely comfortable. I think, I don't know, I feel like, again, because you guys have that very mild temperament, and I mean, it could be a facade. But, you know, I feel like you had a great balance to where, like, you gave direction. But I feel like it's levels too. Like, you know, like you said, you do
Agreed.
have people who will come and do a session, they just want to take pictures. But then you have somebody like me, like that shoot was so important to me because I was launching this website. I had planned for this website.
Your
and
heart was in it.
yeah,
Fully.
like I was like, okay, I'm spending money. And for me, it's like, if
Yeah.
I'm spending my money, like I want
The quality.
it to be on 1,000. Like
Right.
I want it to be amazing. And I feel like not everybody has that same, you know.
A lot of people want to.
Yeah.
So we're in this age where a lot of people want to be business owners. There's a lot of like people doing the same thing. So with that like saturation of each, like there's a lot of makeup artists, there's a lot of photographers,
Everybody's a makeup artist.
and vice versa. So it's like, how do you separate everyone? So you judge that based off the work, the dedication, pretty much, you know, the balance between you and the person that you're working with. But like I said earlier, people just want to create the scene or create the hype of something, but never follow through
Okay.
with results. Like you actually created the website,
Right.
followed up, and you're moving. You even started a podcast, which is awesome.
Thank
And
you.
you're continuing. You feel me?
Yeah,
Some people
yeah.
stop at, okay, I got my pictures now. I don't know what to do with
And
it.
that's crazy because I was speaking to somebody earlier and I said something like this. I said people just want to do stuff just to say that they're doing it.
Right.
And then they're on to the next thing just to say that they got X, Y, and Z under their belt. And it could just be the most non-successful, most
Yeah.
messed up operation possible, but they still want to put it out there to make it seem like they just doing something with,
Right.
with themselves.
But what's
And the
that
Instagram,
about?
that's the Instagram.
That's the
likes.
social
Perception.
media-
I told.
that's
I just spoke to
social
a
media
designer about
aspect
that
of
too.
it. Yeah.
I said the most photographers that's really making money don't have a lot of likes on pictures.
Right, right.
They don't. They
Or
don't,
not a lot of followers.
or a lot of followers.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
even about that.
Right.
I haven't got one client off of social media.
Really?
Nah,
No.
a lot of my moves come through social media, which is a good thing and a bad thing because the way, so this is where my head at for me, and this is where I'm trying to like actually manage my business as a business. If social media didn't exist, I'd probably be shit out of luck
Okay.
because I don't have nowhere to market because I don't market anywhere else. Like my Instagram, like I have
Okay.
a Twitter,
that's
Yeah,
I have
it's
an
definitely free
Instagram, I have
marketing.
a Facebook. So when I post, like I get a lot of people that reach out to me on Instagram. Instagram is like my main thing besides like referrals.
Yeah.
I don't know how people hear, but people refer.
Yeah.
So like I
Refers
always try to
keep me
be
going.
like nice
Yeah,
to people.
Word of
Definitely.
mouth is way
Yeah,
more powerful.
but because of social media, people have this persona, perception. Oh, follow this page, and then they just like
It's a platform.
Definitely.
Exactly. It's a platform, so people use it to its maximum, even if they're not doing the work behind the scenes.
Definitely.
So I may portray, I'm about to go to the bank and get a bag or deposit a bag or withdraw a bag, but they don't show you the bag for real.
Yeah.
They just show you
Yeah.
walking past the bank.
Yeah.
So you
I use it
believe
more
what
for,
everything
like,
people
a
say.
Phone book. That's
Yeah.
what I use it for a phone book.
Yeah.
So like if I do like Fashion Week, everybody from Fashion Week I contact through Instagram.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even had to. I just found them, boom, contact them.
Right.
But that's pretty much how I do it. I call you by your Instagram name.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? I use it like a phone book. I don't
Right,
really.
right.
I don't even know who you are. So like people would be like, oh, they don't even know who I am until I show them the logo, and then they like, oh, okay, I know who you are.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, that
You
makes
live
sense because you
behind the
guys are
logo?
usually
Yeah.
behind the scenes, so that makes sense.
I think I'm a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more so. I would say like I try to be behind the scenes. Like this put me more behind the scenes than anything because a lot of my clientele is based off of me just being known, like just people knowing me personally. So a lot of my stuff do come through referrals and Instagram as well. But like it could be times where I'm not on Instagram for like a month. I haven't posted anything. Bookings are still going through the roof. Everything's still flowing according to how it was last month when I was on Instagram. So
Right.
it's just all about you as I feel like you as a person.
Definitely.
First,
Yeah.
whatever you do.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
I think it's a way to have like a digital like portfolio too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
So I
I
can
think that's
instantly be
like
like,
really
"Here,
what
check
it
my
is.
workout."
Yeah, but I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I'm really super busy. So for me to post every single day, like I tried to make that a goal last year, I think, and it was like January 5th, and I was like, no,
Wasn't happening.
it's not happening because it's like I'm actually doing work,
Stuff, yep,
you know.
you actually
So
do it.
I don't really have the social media followers. Like I don't even think I've hit 1,000 yet. But I did Carson Wentz's wedding. You know what I mean? So it's like,
You're still
I think
moving and
I'll
shaking.
exactly like I think I'll take the business versus the followers.
Yeah.
You know, I had Dana Chanel on the last episode, and you know that was she pretty much said she was like Instagram doesn't pay my
Yeah.
bills.
Instagram
like
is
I
not
don't
an
make money on
accolade.
Instagram.
It's not the end all
Exactly.
be all.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
people
It's
not an
it's-
accolade
people
because at
get
the end of
paid
the day-
off of it.
It's
Yeah.
But-
it's good to use it if you can use it for the right reasons. Cause I'm on Instagram, but I'm not always posting. I'm not always sharing what I'm doing 24 hours a day. Like I work a 9 to 5. Don't nobody know that.
Right,
Like
right.
if you pay attention to my Instagram, you won't know that.
No.
Yeah, they think we just sit at home.
You always got some
and let me-
some
let me-
ladies in your studio like I'm here with Charlie.
And
I'll
let
be
me say
chilling.
this: a lot of them people that's on Instagram and they got like thousands and thousands of followers, they have nothing going for themselves.
Yeah.
And if they was to lose it today or tomorrow, they don't know how to get it back, and they can't get it back.
Right.
Which
it's
goes
gonna
back
be-
to the question I ask myself every day is like, if I didn't have an Instagram, how will you
Yeah,
how
I
would
ask myself
how would
that
you be
too.
consistent with your work, or how will your work be able to reach a lot of people?
So I was talking to somebody about that, and I was asking them how old they were, because it basically breaks down. This is like a gap. If you like 21, 22, 23, you probably got that gap where you probably coming out of high school with 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
So-
millennials.
Yeah,
The young boys.
so it's different for them.
Yeah.
But see, they
Yeah.
start with it. Like if
Yeah, that's
we
why-
had
yeah,
it,
we
if
had
we
it,
had it, we'd be
It'd
up there
different.
like.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of like in the middle, so that's probably why. Whereas though I could
Gotcha,
say, yeah, because I
gotcha.
was like heavy house party boy.
Yeah. But
all
see,
that
we
doing
ain't-
crazy
But
events.
we
See,
ain't have all
I
that.
had
We ain't have Snap.
Facebook when you had to be in college to have Facebook. Like,
Yikes.
are y'all old
Oh,
enough
man.
for that?
Yeah.
Like,
Nah.
I'm telling my age right now.
Right.
I was on
No?
MySpace still.
Right.
Yeah, we was
Oh,
on
okay.
MySpace.
Y'all had I
I
was
had
on
MySpace.
MySpace too,
I
but
was on
Facebook,
MySpace.
once upon a time, you had to be in college to be
You
on
had
Right,
Facebook.
right, right.
because you had to put something.
That was like
as
05,
with-
Yes.
06.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
How old were
04.
y'all? Like 10? It's like,
I think I was probably
I was about 15,
I was about to
16.
say I was probably like
Really?
13
You
years
that
old.
05, because I'm 27.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm 24, so I
Oh,
probably was
wow.
like,
Y'all younger
Yeah.
than me. I'm 29.
yeah.
I'm going to turn 28 real soon.
I'm like grandmom in here. This is
Jeez.
crazy. I'm not telling you how old I am, but
Nah,
I'm
you
older
still a-
than
you
that.
still a
I was about to
spring
say, you
chicken.
look like you over
Well,
on
see,
my
that's
age,
the-
so just leave it to the imagination.
No.
If
no.
Instagram stuff for me, I'll still be good.
I think
That's one
everybody
thing.
might.
Yeah,
That-
me too. Same.
That
and I
Yeah.
think
'cause
that.
once you establish yourself, I'm sorry.
I know, it's not,
Once you
exactly.
establish yourself, it's already a wrap.
But one thing, like, so when I started photography, right, I always had a vision as far as, like, what my style would be. Like, I always wanted to do events.
Okay.
So one thing I did when I first started was I linked up with an event planner
Okay.
and just worked for free under them until I felt like I was confident in my ability to call myself a photographer.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So
So like a
through
mentor. No?
Freelance.
freelance,
Okay.
not necessarily a mentor because I didn't follow under anybody.
Okay.
It was more so they had stuff going on, and I was like, "You look, I'm gonna come through,
Gotcha.
help you
Okay.
out as much as I can, and I'll take pictures for you."
Nice.
So I did that, and they let me, the missing plug gave me that opportunity where they said, "All right, cool, you can join the team, and you can take pictures for us, and build your portfolio and all that." And through that, I made connections through people that I still work with till this day. So I work with a lot of older people. Like I just did a 60th birthday party last week, and I'm always doing work with event planners and people in businesses. So I think even if Instagram were to leave, I still have these connections with these
Yeah,
other people
definitely.
that still allow me to work.
Okay.
But I still like to even though I do a lot of event photography, I mainly post most of my on my social media, my portrait photos, my in studio stuff, because I feel like that's what to me needs the most work.
Okay.
As far as skill wise, I can do an event easy, but I also treat those photos personal, so I don't like to post those too much.
Okay.
Can we talk about what he said when he was like his desired style of photography?
Yeah.
Like when I first started, let me tell y'all this. When I first started photography, right, I was
Talk about
looking
it.
at the urban magazines, like show magazines, and
The news.
black men magazines, and all that. So I
Yeah.
had a desire to take pictures
What's
of
the
booty
genre?
models and shit like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, like
What's
chicks
the,
like
what's
half
the
naked.
old model?
And
what's
I,
that old
like-
magazine?
Which one?
You got
Straight
it was Black Men's, it was Show Magazine, it was you got like Straight Stunting. Then what else?
are these
Mr. with DJ
magazines?
K Slay.
The DJ
Yeah,
K
yeah,
Slay.
DJ K
It's just
Slay.
like-
I
You
think that's
wanted to do
straight.
that. I
You
feel
ever
you.
walk
I
past
feel
a
you.
magazine
Like, I
stand
couldn't
and
do
just
that.
see
I
That's
Bad
all I was
streets.
like. That's
Yeah.
all I was
That's
thinking
what y'all
about. Like
wanted-
I'm
that's
gonna
what
have
you
to.
wanted to do?
That's really what I was like.
You gotta watch those
Listen.
quiet bulls. I'm telling you.
like the Larry Galores and the Miracle Watts and all, like just to have them type of chicks.
Before the
like,
social media was magazines.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's why now like that industry and that game where though like chicks is trying to model is watered down. It's real watered
Yeah,
down now.
real watered down.
So now I just like after that I just was like, man, I'm gonna just go with the flow and just whatever comes. And now I do like a lot of maternity shoots and pregnancy photos and headshots and
The
just a lot
occasional
of
booty.
yeah, occasional. You might see a little. I mean, like you might see a little something on the timeline where it's like real sexed up. But
This
I
is
keep
the
it. I
first
keep it
time
cute, man.
I've been the only female, so this is interesting. You guys talking
yeah.
about booties
Listen.
and things of that nature.
You can ask me anything.
But wait a minute. So like my style of makeup, I feel like my favorite style is like more of natural look. Like I like glowy skin and stuff like that.
me too.
So what are you guys like favorite shoots? Like you said you like events, right?
So, y'all want to answer? Because I've been going first a lot.
I would say my favorite type of shoots is just stuff that has like an art value to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff that catches an eye. Like nothing that's just plain and simple. Just something that's that's stunting. That's just like that stands out and separates you from everything else that's out there.
Okay.
And sadly, I haven't yet been able to do I never really got to put like 100% in the shoot yet.
Okay.
Like to where I was like, I'm about to do this, that, and make it perfect. I never really got.
Need them
Most
big
of my
budgets.
shoots- Well, it's not. I don't think it's so much the budget part. It's probably just sometimes confidence lack.
Okay.
So it kind of slow it down. But for most of my shoots, like if you ask any models, they probably be like, I didn't even know we were shooting. Because I'm basically, talking through the shoot, but thinking out loud and then doing it. So it's just like, they like, what? I'm like, don't worry about it. You're doing perfect. So then they're just like, and I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. Boom. And they see the pictures and they're like, oh my gosh. So it's just, I'm more the artistic person. I don't like to
Okay.
be directing. This could be popped the whole shoot. I might not see it to 13 in because I'm just focusing on the light,
Yeah.
how it falls on you. I'm more into the details. So, but you'll be seeing something soon where I put like my all into it. I haven't got yet, but I'm working on something. So you'll see something soon.
Cool.
All right, so I have two styles, I guess.
Okay.
So I said I do a lot of events. So my style for events is clean, precise photos.
Okay.
So I want all those pictures at events to be like memorable times. So like when you look at the picture, I want you to be like, oh my God, I was talking to so and so about this and I was so excited. Like that's what I want you to look at. Like
To
I
remember
did
that moment.
Some kids.
exactly. Like I did
That's the
a
favorite.
wedding for a young lady up Northeast, way up Northeast. I'm like, damn, this is a hike. But when she got the pictures back, like she was literally like crying and talking, like texting me and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
it's hard. Like I to me, a successful shoot event or whatever is when the client is satisfied.
Yeah,
To
that
me-
always makes me feel
To
good.
me, it's
Yeah.
never about
Other
the
people
money.
feel good.
Like for real, the money ain't the big thing for me. Like I'm not moved by the money. Like I'm not here to be like, all right, I'm gonna charge you this amount and then I'm gonna work because of the money. I
Right.
work because I want you to be happy.
If
Right.
dollar signs control your opportunity, you won't be as successful.
This
And
is
I'm
true.
big on that.
But you have to see the opportunity and no dollar sign so that you can see
Exactly.
what's gonna come after.
Absolutely. I agree with
But
that.
Exactly.
my second style of shooting is I'm just now with my portrait skills that I've been like sharpening. Like I take on projects. Well, as of lately, I've been taking on projects. I've teamed up with a makeup artist, Beauty by Sia, or whatever by C. I fucked up her name probably, but that's my fault. So like me and her will team up and like pick models and then create different looks.
Nice. I love that.
Because I want to elevate the craft to where as though it becomes artistic. Because
Nice.
I'm now positioning myself, like now I'm getting that confidence to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
The next level is to create art. Because now I know I can take pictures.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to create art.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
And a big thing with
Maybe
me, like
the
as
team.
far as photography style go, I always tell people, like a lot of people come to me and they ask me, oh, I need help with X, Y, and Z, or I got a camera and I want to start doing photography. Just start. Just do it. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like can't nobody tell you.
Don't second guess.
Yeah, can't nobody tell you that you like what you do. You
Yeah.
feel me? Can't nobody make you like what you do. Only you can like it. You get what I'm saying? And your starting point, you could, like after a while, and I say this a lot, things change through time. That's people, places, and situations. You keep going, it could either change for the better or for the worse. You could say that you tried.
Yeah,
Because when I first started out, like I did like a test shoot. I grabbed 4 models. I had a makeup artist. I did the shoots or whatever. And actually, when I first started, I was shooting out my house. Like I had a studio. I put the studio up in my crib, and I just grinded until I was able to afford the studio. But the person that I collabed with on the shoot, she was just real like critical to my work, and it was good to me.
Right.
It was
right.
good to me to the point where me and her were going back and forth. Like, and I'm saying this is my starting point, and it's good enough for where I'm at.
Right now, exactly.
You get me? And I said now, a long ways down the line, it can only get better. So if I'm starting here and I'm pleased with it, I know few months down the line or years or whatever, other people are going to be pleased with it too. If they're not now, then you going to be pleased with it too. Until this day, she congratulates me, and she always say how she like my work. So
Definitely.
And
I
sometimes
love
it's
that.
not even us; it's just the lens.
Listen, I want to talk about the lens because I know somebody who actually was in a shoot, and she's like a very petite young lady, but I don't know what it was with the lens or whatever, but her face looks so big, and that's actually my fear because I have really fat cheeks, like I have high cheekbones. I'm already like a thick girl, so what is that lens that makes you look like you
compression.
are a
Was
balloon?
it a headshot?
And it probably wasn't the
Yeah.
lens. It was probably more so the lighting, like being super exposed. It might, because in some photos, especially in like studio photography, you cast shadows. There's some shadows in some different areas. If everything is lit up, it shows more boldly. Like I done had situations where I done tried to take shadows out, and it done made like somebody's face like blow up, and I was like, all right, that shadow is meant to be there for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Leave that shadow.
Yup. So
Am
that's
I-
mainly what it is, probably.
In my experience, I asked if it was headshots because to me, it's not the lens. It's the lens has something to do with it, but also the posture of the model and also how close the person is.
Yeah, it wasn't
to
a
the-
close up for sure.
So like when I've seen that issue before, and I'm like, I can tell the difference. But if I step back a little bit and took instead of just aiming for a headshot, I opened the lens up to where as though it would be from mid waist to the top of the head to give them enough space to where as though if I crop it later, the picture would be decent. To where
Okay.
as though they're not looking super big or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like a compression thing.
Okay.
Certain lenses stretch you out, and then some keep you skinny.
See, I'm not. This is why, like, I gotta lose like
Yeah.
10 pounds before I get, or maybe even like 15 before I get behind the camera, because I'm so
don't have to
afraid
lose
to
nothing.
look like a
If you-
balloon. Like I'm
Nah, if you
terrified.
got a good photographer, they
and
know
I
what to
will.
do.
And listen, so one time, this was like a couple years ago, I used this photographer. I'm not even gonna say his name. Give him no.
Shout out to him.
no shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
And so this is my thing as a makeup artist. Again, I'm big on when I'm paying my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
As you
I
should.
want to make sure that I'm getting the value. And not only that, like I'm the type of person that if I use you and you're great, I'm gonna keep using you. Like Johnny, you know, I'm constantly like, what about this? What can you do this? Blah blah blah. So
Shout out
first
to
of
her.
all, first of all, if the shoot was in my house, but it was an issue because we moved everything out. So he showed up late. That was like the, but I was like, okay,
Strike
cool.
one.
Exactly. I was like, okay, you know, blah blah blah. I think he had some car issues, but I have a bar in my house. So he was like, oh, I'm saying, can I get something to drink?
Straight too.
So I'm like, me so naive, right? Mind you, I have 10 models. I have a hair stylist. So I'm like, oh yeah, because I had told all the models, I was like, guys, you know, you guys can go in the refrigerator, get soda, like get whatever you want. And I was like, yeah, you know, you can go in the fridge. I got water, sodas. He was like, no, a real drink.
He was trying to get lifted.
I was like,
He was trying to
Okay.
shake his nerve.
Right.
He wasn't
I
used
was
to
like,
being around.
and I think it was that because there was a lot of gorgeous
yeah,
models.
he wasn't used to being around them many bad
But
ones.
however, like I was like, no, we're actually not going to drink. I was actually, the models were kind of like joking around about it, but I was like, you know, again,
This
and
is
you
work.
could have like a couple sips of wine, and it's going to alter your eyes or different things like
Yeah.
that on the face and your skin. Everything reacts. So I was like, no alcohol. I told the
Yeah.
models, I was like, afterwards, we'll pop a bottle, like we'll,
That's
you know,
how
we'll
I
get it
am.
in.
Like I do events and they
Yeah.
like, you want to drink? No. After I'm off the
Exactly.
clock, we could
Exactly.
get into to all that. But other than
So
that,
yeah, so that
I
was
ain't
like
with it.
strike 2 or 3. I don't even know
I
what
got
strike
something
it was.
to add to that, but we can touch on that later.
yeah,
Let me touch on
I
that
ain't gonna
later,
have
'cause
me
Yeah, they always do that.
Yes.
You want to drink?
super lit.
Exactly.
Nah,
Ain't
the
gonna have me
pictures gonna come
super
out
lit.
messed
They
up.
had something to talk about.
Exactly. So then, at the end, he was like, "Oh, why don't you guys get into the pictures?" And then when I saw those pictures, my face looked like a balloon.
Damn.
It looked like a balloon. And the pictures, I'm not going to say they were horrible because I do think I have like maybe 1 or 2 on my website.
Was the quality of them like well?
The quality,
Like that's what you should judge. If you're gonna judge
Yeah.
the ability on the end result.
the quality, I will say was okay. Like
Okay.
I won't say it was horrible.
Did you get your money's worth?
I don't feel as, you know what? It was super cheap. I feel like so maybe I
But
did
even
get my money's
then,
worth.
even if it was super cheap,
But at the same
ain't mention that
time,
part.
it was super cheap because I think it was the stylist, like someone that she knew that she had used. But again, it's one of those situations where like I find myself in situations where I know I shouldn't have been in because I had saw the previous pictures and didn't like them. So I should have never did that.
That's what I was
But
gonna
whatever
ask
the
you,
case
too.
was, I did it and it just wasn't. Like I said, it was just okay. Now again, I have maybe 1 or 2 on my website, and that's maybe. I don't even think
out of
that-
how many? 10 girls.
it's like 1 million. Yeah, it was like 10 girls and lots and lots and lots of pictures. And I think I
You
maybe
only
have
like
2 on my
2?
website.
That's
yeah.
not good.
And I mean, this was a long time ago, so it wasn't for my website. But, you know, I feel
it's,
like
it's still content.
the level of professionalism, number one, wasn't there. And just like, I think it was more that situation where he wasn't really focused and wasn't like you guys are saying you do this because you have to do this and blah blah blah. Like I didn't really get that feeling from him.
Did he know he was
I
shooting
was
all
about to
them
say.
women?
I think so.
Even
I
if
don't
he
think that he
didn't.
knew.
Even
I
if
think
he
didn't.
because
Some
the
people
last
not good
shoot,
with
I think that those women were very different than the women that we had at this shoot. Like I had actual models.
Oh, okay.
So I think that, but yeah, no.
To me, if I see a lot of women, I just get pumped. I'm like, all right, boom, these pictures about to be fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if I see a lot of, like if I see, for real, I dislike shooting men.
Why? That's sexist.
Yeah.
I like shooting men though. I'm
Oh.
gonna be quick. I know
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna like it. But
I
you don't
don't.
need no makeup. I mean, you could use makeup, but
Yeah.
it's not like
Some men need makeup.
I already told y'all what I was in it for, so I like shooting the females, ladies, you know.
The
hit me
reason
up.
I don't like shooting men is because men are more difficult than the ladies.
You feel? You
You
think,
think so?
You
Definitely.
the first person I heard say
From
that.
our shoot alone, I feel like Johnny was like very laid back, like, yeah, use the poses that you use in the mirror. And I was like, hey, let's go. I was like, do this. And Johnny was like, oh, just take your time.
You
I
just
was like,
have to-
no, we're not taking time.
Like, dudes typically really only got like 3 poses.
That's true.
That's facts.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, it's a 20-minute shoot, like in and
That's
out.
fact.
But how much, like, to me, I don't get enough.
Content. I feel. What
Not
you're
even
saying.
content. It's just, like, I do a lot of projects. And by projects, I mean stuff I do for free. Because I just like to shoot.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like
We could
when
talk
I
about
work,
that next too.
Yeah.
when I work with women, I can communicate better. I know what types of styles to go for. It's like easy to feed on. When you're talking to a dude, it's like, first off, dudes don't like taking criticism well.
Okay.
So it's like an ego thing. Sometimes
Yeah.
dudes would be like, no, dude, take this. Like, that's why I say, like, dudes tend to be a little bit more worse than girls. Because, like, oh, let me see. Like, when you work with
Yeah.
women, it's like,
They
I
want
like-
to see everything.
They want to see everything, but they're going to wait to the end.
Right.
Well,
And
some,
then
it,
like-
it depends. It depends.
Yeah, I
they
was
be,
about to
they be
say.
on my camera like, let me see that. Go back. I be like,
Gotta put the safety harness
I
on.
be like,
every
all right.
time.
No,
Put
I
it
be-
around your neck.
I be
You
to
ain't
take it
dropping
off my
nothing.
neck. Like, y'all want to
Now,
see?
see, I give them the camera, like, look, this is how you move the buttons. And
Yeah,
just
but
take
you,
a look.
but you,
and look
but
through.
you, but you still make them put the harness.
I don't
on.
even wear the harness. There's no harness on none of my
See, he
cameras.
bugging.
Yeah,
He
he
bugging.
tripping because I'm clumsy. Super.
I'm far, like, I wouldn't say I'm not clumsy, but I have a phone 6S Plus, no case, no nothing. And
I
had
rock
it
like
since it
that
came
too.
out.
I just got mine fixed. Super
I never
clumsy.
had my phone fixed. Like, I never got my
goodness.
screen fixed. I never had to have that problem.
Shit.
So I don't drop stuff like that, but
You light skin for real.
I just keep my stuff, like, the stuff I keep my things close. Like, I know where they are, and I have pockets with zippers.
Yeah.
He on it.
Yeah, so I'm on point. Like, I have the ability to pay attention to everything that's going on. So it makes it easier for me to focus on everything. Like, even though I'm looking this way at the subject, I'm listening with my ears to everything going on around me. So if
Okay.
we're doing a shoot together and you say pose like this, I may look in the model and see, okay, she's not good with this way, so she'll twist, give it a little twist. So this is stuff I've learned while working with a bunch of different people. But men is just like, it's I don't like it. I don't like it.
That is so funny.
I haven't worked with enough to say I don't like it, but I just felt like that's a 20-minute shoot, in and out, boom. Women is more, all right, how the hair looking? Oh, it's good. All right, how the
Yeah.
makeup going? All right, now we
I
coming
can't
down
believe
here.
you guys don't like comment or like at least have an opinion in your head. Like, you don't be like, that hair look a mess. Like, I
No.
can see her tracks
I'm-
or
yeah,
you know
I'm
what
I be
big
like,
saying?
yo,
In
you
your
got
mind.
a comb, you got the flat iron.
I'm
Like,
big on like the flyaways and making sure like your hair is in place because at the end of the day, this is my work too.
Yes,
So I
that's what I'm
can't have it
saying. Like,
looking
your
just
name
like
is gonna be
anything.
But like he
on it.
was saying, what you were saying about the free work. So then it's like different guidelines. Like,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, especially if you ain't got no hair body there and you just like, all right, you know, that's what
If
she
I'm doing
doing.
something for free, you better come A1 ready. Like for sure.
See, I feel like you guys can kind of talk to me about that because I feel like as a makeup artist, a lot of people have asked to kind of like partner up. If we have a
that's the
Let's get
trigger
into
word.
it.
yes, like you
That's
want to
the trigger
collab and do
word.
this, and I'm okay with that. You know, I just think that when it comes to artistry, I'm using products,
Right.
and I don't have drugstore products. Like you talking
Right.
about a foundation that's like $70.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
makeup
it's
dumb
normally
expensive.
exactly. So it's going to be somebody I have a relationship
Yeah,
with. You know, like
definitely.
I have a great relationship like amongst a lot of people in this industry. So I don't mind doing the collabs with that.
Right.
But I think that it's one of those situations where like it definitely has to be.
I'm
You have
sure
to-
that's
as
what-
photographers, y'all get the DMs consistently like, yo, let's collab. I turn a lot of them down if I don't know you.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're
The
not
relationship.
referred by
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
like, so
Or
way
if you
before.
not just if you just not
before,
it. Like,
I've gone through different stages in my photography life. So I'm doing everything. So in doing everything, I learned I don't like doing this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be involved with this. So now I'm to the point where if it's not productive, like if anyone was to collab, I'm open to it, but it has to be something. Like, what's the end result for both of us? I'm not here for followers, because if followers is cool, likes is cool, but if it's not going to result in anything other than that, then what's the point besides you taking the time out to come to me to take pictures so that you can post them up several times? Because the way I work, I don't know how everyone else works as a photographer, but like whatever pictures we took, I'm sharing with you. You can use them how you want, and then I edit up to like 7 maybe.
Now, I would say this, as far as collaboration goes, I understand the aspect of like not relying on social media, but a lot of those collaborations are for social media promotions. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's basically spreading awareness. You know what I'm saying? So if you pushing my work off to whoever's following you, you might have 50,000 people that don't know nothing about me. Now that 50,000 that's your audience now know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that is big. And when I do collaborations, it's more so based around the promotional aspect of it. But a lot of people out here, they don't want to promote you. You feel me? They in it for their own
tag us.
Yeah, they in it for their own personal reason, or they might do some sly shit like tag you in the picture. Like, you know how on Instagram you could credit somebody legit. Let me say this. As a photographer, legit credit for your photograph is under your caption. Not tagging me in the picture as if I'm in the photo, none of that. Legit credibility is shot by, photo by Rebelry.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't do that, and they in it for their own personal reason. Oh, I just wanted
personal gain.
Yeah,
That's
I had somebody tell me, I just wanted to focus on not take the focus off of this, or not take the focus off of my, because they might have had a brand or something like that. But
I am the complete
what about me?
opposite. Like, I know that I'm going like far. Like I just know it. I feel like in the last year this all started off as like a dream. No one in my family wore makeup. No one in my family has done anything like this. And, like I said, landing in the West wedding and all these different things, like I feel it. You ever just like get that feeling?
Yeah, you making
and
moves.
I'm taking everybody with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Savage Media is coming with me. GP Entertainment, like all these people that I constantly like collabing with, or utilizing and doing different stuff. Like I'm taking them with me.
Right.
Like when I reach out to, when I have brides, I'm like, do you have a DJ? Do you have this? Do you have blah? Because I'm like, I have contacts. You have hair. Because I can't understand that concept of not wanting to put other people on.
Yeah,
Right.
And it bites me. It just bit me recently too.
Yeah.
Like it bites
It's gonna
me.
bite.
Yeah, because
It's
like I
gonna
tried to
bite.
put somebody on and they gave me some trash, and I actually paid money for it, and it just was a whole big mess.
And that's
But I don't let that discourage me.
Yeah,
Like
and
I
that's-
want to be able to
that's
say I come with the
probably-
team.
When I was starting, like, not tagging me was discouraging, but I'm like, I have an optimistic way of thinking, I guess, even though I'm pessimistic, but I'm like, all right, boom, I'm gonna just keep working. I'm gonna just keep putting out work. I'm gonna be, like, one thing I've noticed is, with me is, when I post a picture or when someone posts a picture and it's like multiple people posting pictures of my work, now I get tagged.
right.
Now people are trying to
Yeah,
Piggy
it's the
back.
same.
I want to kind of go back to what Johnny said earlier, where he said, as far as people only shooting with people that you know, a lot of the time, those are the people that don't want to give you your credibility, that
Yeah.
don't want to shout you out, that don't want to see you win. You feel me? Because they in it for their own personal reason. Now, those people that be in your DMs and that don't know you and want to work with you, they'll appreciate you actually taking the time out to work with you because they don't know you as a
Right.
personal person. Those people that know you, they feel like you're obligated to do so.
So I got
Yeah.
a story about that.
I get paranoid around people now.
Cause
Do you?
Yeah, because I'm like, people I don't know. Because I don't know what your intentions are.
Yeah.
Not
Like,
me.
I don't.
I
I'm
don't.
real
that's
down
because
to
y'all
earth.
have
Like,
that temperament.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm real
Yeah,
down
me
to
either.
I
earth.
think that's
like,
that's another millennium thing. Cause
Yeah,
me, it's like you just shot yourself in the foot.
Right.
Because
right.
see, people don't understand. All right, so social media is like, I don't know. They think that's your life, but it's really not. So
Right.
for me, photography, I work like I'm working music. So I might have 6 albums in the in the storage tub.
Archives.
Just sitting there. And the model's mad, like, why he ain't post them? I'm like, you can post them. I ain't going to post them, but I just got them sitting here.
Right.
That's how
So
I am.
then I'm posting them because I waited for Fashion Week just to post pictures. Like, all right, that's gonna be the prime. I'm just keep
Yeah,
hitting
you was
them.
flooding the timeline. I seen it.
So I waited for Fashion Week. Fashion Week came. That's when I hit them with all of them. But then you start to realize people that you already asked to shoot. I could show you my DM. I probably
doubling
asked
back.
300-400 people to shoot. Now they coming back, and you can see the mix. Them not answering back when I said the first time. Now
And
they
they
want to
all
shoot.
busting you. He's just gonna cost them.
And I'm like, that shoot I did that you just seen was like last year.
Right. Right.
So it's like,
yeah.
I don't really, I believe in karma real big. So
Yeah.
And like I told John, I said it's meant for us to work together. We seen each other twice. I said we're gonna have to talk. So
Right.
I believe in karma. I don't like.
I do too. I just like, my paranoia is more so like dealing with the people, because I'm not used to like people reaching out to me or like trying to have conversations
way.
with me. Like I'm not used to I'm not popular. I don't look at myself as popular, and I don't. So the reason why I wear dark colors, because I don't want to be.
Nah, I'm gonna say.
So
That's
like,
true.
so I'm like, if you want to talk to me, let's talk. Let's like, don't talk to me while I'm out doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to work, shoot me a text, shoot me a DM, an email. I'll respond. If I want to work, I'll respond. If I don't want to work, I might just say I'm not interested, or I might just leave you on red, which is still a response.
It's definitely a response.
So it depends, but I just
Silence is gold.
Yeah.
yeah.
But see, most of them, I probably worked with one professional model. Everybody I worked with just was starting out, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah, that's
because it made me feel more comfortable. Because there's no rule book to the fashion industry game. It's just you could just say you're a photographer, and that's how you just jump in.
Gotcha.
So it's no like nobody says like, oh, you need to do this, that, and then you could be a professional. So it's like.
Yeah.
I still consider
And that-
myself a rookie.
Yeah,
me too.
I was shocked you asked me to even come.
Oh my
I'm like,
goodness.
she
Yeah,
got
I
the
was
right
OD.
person. Like,
I was OD happy. I'm like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
Me?
You know what?
my mom and
Like,
everything.
aw, I love that. I chose like, people who I feel like are appealing to me. I feel like I do
Thank
follow
you.
all you guys on Instagram, and
Appreciate
I follow a lot of other photographers as well. Because again, we're in the same industry.
Right.
But sometimes there's people I'm just like, not my style, or But I feel like, everything that I said in the email to you guys is the truth. Like, I follow you guys, and I feel like, it's like the same level, and it's kind of like the same area of our careers. Because I feel like the journey, it's the marathon, not a race. And I feel like every
earlier,
step
too.
along the way counts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're going to look back at this 5 years from now and be like,
Yo,
remember
I just
when
seen
we
some
did
pictures
that
I did
podcast?
2 years ago in 2016, and I was like, yo, these pictures look
Are trash,
crazy.
right?
They trash.
through
Like,
my-
I sent it to the model and everything. We was bidding, cracking up.
I go through like my Instagram and just
Oh, okay, I
because I
delete
don't
stuff.
delete nothing.
I do.
I don't
I be
either.
like, oh my God,
So
why
I'll
did I
go
think
back
this was good?
and
Delete,
look at my old
delete.
stuff, and I was just like, I just look at the difference between then and now.
Now,
I'm like,
yeah,
all right, I'm
way
improving.
different.
So the reason, like, my Instagram is set a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I have a pattern to how I post, not when I post, but more so the consistency as far as like I if I did a shoot, I'm only choosing 3 pictures.
yeah.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna choose those 3 and put them on my timeline. So when I collab with models, I give them everything they want, and then the rest of the photos, I pick the ones I really like,
Okay.
and then I post those. So
Nice.
most of the ones I post are collabs, but I have met a lot of decent people along the way. I met my fair share, but every experience I gain definitely is helping me mold myself to be like better and better and better. Because that's what I aim for. I aim to be just as good as the greats.
Absolutely.
And I have this funny like dream where I want to be remembered with a gold statue somewhere in some city doing
Yeah.
something great. So like my end goal is that.
Nice.
So I'm trying to get to that part.
So I got a question for you guys. How do you guys feel about the paparazzi?
That's good money.
Yeah, so y'all would be paparazzi?
Nah.
I was in one of
I
those
wouldn't be.
situations before. A certain somebody, I'm not gonna say no names,
Mm-hmm.
was like, Ree, could you take this picture for me so I send it to TMZ?
Really?
They do that.
Yeah, I've heard that
They
before.
do that.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely heard
the
that
reality
before, but-
stars, and they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
good
do
money,
that.
though.
I
And
believe
a lot of the dudes that like get the actual like photos like without them being asked. That's good money too. I don't think I could ever do it. I ain't got that much time.
I
to be
have
stalking
a-
nobody down on camera.
Yeah.
my
Gotta be
integrity
late
is
for
too much. Like I'd
Yes.
rather, if I never get rich off this, that's cool as long as I kept my integrity through the whole situation.
Absolutely.
So like my word is everything. Like we was talking before we recorded, like whenever I have like any situation I go through, I handle straight up. So in the photography business, my lifespan in it, any situation I've had, I always, one of the key things I know I learned about business is you have to communicate. So
Definitely.
no matter if they're like, I was doing a shoot one time and my lens broke during a shoot.
Whoa.
And I'm like, and the crazy thing is before I left, this was before my bag.
The big book bag.
Something said that morning, yo, bring all your lenses. And I'm like, nah, I got this one lens that's versatile. I just need this. So I brought that in the middle of the shoot. The lens broke. So you know how zoom lenses you twist? I guess I was twisting it too much, and I just twisted it hard enough to where as though it stopped twisting so it wouldn't like pull in and pull out.
Man.
So I'm like, oh shit. So in that situation, I had to tell, the people I was working with, my lens broke in the middle of the shoot. And I'm like, listen, I can still work it though because it still worked. The
Okay.
lens still worked. I just couldn't use it to the level of capacity I needed it to.
Gotcha.
But I communicated that issue with the people I'm working with, and I told them, like, I'm big on communication and problem solving.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be like, well,
It's
I ain't-
over.
I can't do nothing.
Like, how can we fix this?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm,
Can we work around
so
it?
if any issue, I'm a problem solve, and I'm gonna have the answer for you. I'm gonna let you know what the problem is, and I'm gonna let you know, all right, boom, we can do this, and this will offset whatever the issues is.
Nice.
So I'm never gonna leave a person or a customer stranded. If they not happy with my work, we'll work something out. Like I said, I'm not in it for the money. So if you feel like you need a refund, okay, you can get that.
Okay.
I feel like we all had situations like that before, though. You ain't never have a situation where as though something gave out on you or stopped
I ain't had the
working.
memory cards. I had
Yo.
to find the Walgreens.
Yo.
Paid the $23 for 8 gig. I'm
Yo.
like, man.
I had the
Them
client with
Walgreens,
the.
boy,
I had the client with
$1
the
million.
hold up. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Come
then
back
you went-
15 minutes later with a whole new memory card. Whew, wiping my hands off, acting like I done dropped the deuce. I was getting the memory card.
Wow.
See, I never I've had memory card issues, but with my 9 to 5 is I work in technology,
Okay.
so I always have some type of technology on me.
On you. Gotcha.
So just because of that, I had a memory card in my wallet
wow.
whole time. In a little case, a little 16
You
gig,
lucky.
and I'm like, all right, cool, boom, switch
Yeah.
them out. Because one thing, one of my habits is how professional can I be so that I plan everything out thoroughly. So my process for before I shoot is I make a calendar. I schedule something in my calendar for the shoot, and then I schedule a reminder for the day of and 2 hours prior.
Okay.
So I know where to be when I need to be there. And then in that reminder the day before, that's for me to make sure I charge all my batteries. My cameras is good. I got memory cards in them. Because sometimes I did leave the house without the memory card that I needed because it was a 32 gig. But luckily I had the 16 gig on me. So I'm like, all right, cool, that can compensate. So that would be my beginning process. So I make sure that I have everything set up and in my bag packed so that all I have to do the next day is put it on me
And
and
go.
get to where I need to go. But then my end process is, okay, I need to save all these pictures from the memory card, put them on my hard drive so that I can work on them as soon as I can.
Right.
But if I have multiple gigs, that means I need to work out some type of
Yeah.
situation so that
Definitely.
I can manage all the photos, not erase none, keep all the everything intact so that I don't delete nothing.
That's
Wow.
Fashion Week for me.
Yeah.
That was hectic.
Definitely.
Which is why I have 3 cameras, because in case I need to pull a memory card from one of them,
Yeah.
boom.
Wow. Well, I learned a lot of different things from you guys today. I can't thank you guys enough for coming and giving us all this education, telling us about, shooting big booties and things of that nature.
Shout out to y'all.
So before we go, you guys want to shout out anybody? Give us your Instagram and contact information one more time, starting with Darius.
D Rose Photos. You can find me on Instagram. Shout out everybody that helped me during Philly Fashion Week, because I know for a fact that a lot of my knowledge in the last 2 years came from a lot of photographers, Rue Castro, JB Photography, JB Morris. It's a couple other guys I'm probably missing, but they definitely showed love. Me being a newbie, showed me mad ropes, and appreciate it. And I love Philly for saying my photos is the best. Thank you.
All right.
My Instagram is Johnny Rocket. Shout outs to the people that helped build my foundation at the beginning, which is I Gifted for giving me that camera to use at the baby shower, and the Missing Plug for allowing me to create and expand my craft so that I can be the person I am today.
I'm Rebel Ree. My Instagram handle is @RebelRee215. You can see most of my work there. Also, make sure you check out my clothing line, Rebellious Mentality, which is being revamped. That was here before the photography. I'm more so an entrepreneur first, but I'm working on a new collection right now, which should be out sometime 2019. Just shout out to everybody, and a huge thank you to everybody that support me, show me love, speak highly of me, send referrals, and just support me in general.
All right.
Shout out to you for having us here.
Thank you
Shout
guys.
out
Giving
for
us
you
this
for having me here.
platform.
So thanks
I thought it was
for
a fake
allowing me to.
You thought it was
email.
fake?
That's why I didn't respond at first. I'm like, she probably got the wrong person.
No.
For real.
All right. Well, you guys got to come back again.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely, we'll talk about some other things, other next Fashion Week and things of that nature.
I also brought you
I gotta
something.
do Fashion Week.
Oh,
I had the
yes.
opportunity to do Fashion Week.
I forgot to say this
year.
one thing.
I
Yeah.
snubbed
So
it.
photography to me, if you can't print it, it ain't real. So I wanted to bring you a printed image, so that way you see the quality of my work.
Yeah, definitely.
I was about to say,
so
damn,
excited.
he brought flowers. I know
All
I forgot
right, Slay
something.
Bays. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.